What's up guys, I'm finally back and today we have a good video. I put out a poll on the community tab to see if you guys wanted to see me do and rank all 78 saw traps, and shockingly 90% of you said yes. And I was kind of sad about that because I'm like, damn, now I gotta rank 78 goddamn traps. But I'm doing it for you guys because you wanted to see it. So I'm not going to waste any more time and waste any of you guys' time. We're going to go through these 78 traps and we're going to keep things going because there's a lot. But before we do, I want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. It actually means the world to me. I know that's not a lot, but it's an awesome start. So thank you so much because of you guys liking and the engagement that you guys have with me, whether you like my takes or not. Everything matters to me and I appreciate it so much. So make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you like everything, comment, because the more you do that, we get into the YouTube algorithm and more people will get to see my videos and we'll get this out and popping. Road to 2K. Enough said, let's get into the ranking. Alright, so in this ranking we have 5 tiers. We got You Call That a Test, which is basically the lame ones, the traps that are really, they're not that cool and are probably very easy to get out of, so it's just like whatever. The next one is Breaking the Rules. Breaking the rules means, as it means, breaking the rules, meaning the traps have a certain meaning to it, and if it's not following what John Kramer has put together as to why he does these traps, then it's breaking the rules. Because if you did not know, in the Saw series, the reason that these traps happen is for a selective reason. As to John Kramer, what he does is he's not trying to kill people. This is his own words. He's not trying to kill people, but he puts them in a situation where it's a life or death situation to make them appreciate life more because they've done bad things in the past. So in order to recover from those bad things, he feels like they don't appreciate life. So he puts them in a deadly trap to see if they truly believe that they deserve to live and maybe have a better sight on how life is and be thankful for the way they're living. That's basically it. He wants to make bad people into good people. That's pretty much the thing. So if you're breaking those rules, that's going to be a part of it. The next one is Forever Scared, which is basically just, if you want to think about it, solid traps. That's basically just the meaning of it. It's just solid traps that are like, okay, nothing too crazy. Then we got Kill Me Now, which is the ones that are like, all right, these are fire. I really did like these. And then you have Game Over, which is the go-to ones where I'm like, hell yeah, these are the best of the best. That's how this is going. So without further ado, let's get into the first one, which is the bathroom trap in the original Saw movie. And honestly, this one's going under Forever Scared. It's a solid trap. I mean, 2 guys stuck in a bathroom, a dirty ass bathroom, chained. And it's like, it's a okay thing. It's okay to start the franchise like that. I don't think it was that big of a deal. But to be fair, I don't want to be stuck in a dirty ass bathroom. So that's fine. It's a solid trap. The next one is the razor wire one. That is also going under Forever Scared because, I mean, the guy is stuck in a cage full of razors and he has to try to get out, and yet every move he's making he's getting cut by more razors, which can be a very controversial one because if I do remember correctly, that guy actually had a situation in which he enjoyed doing this certain kind of behavior to himself to kind of off himself, maybe. I think that's what it was. So putting him in this predicament, I don't think it was the best thing to do, but maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So yeah, it's a solid trap. The next one is the flammable jelly, and this is going under Breaking the Rules. There is literally a 1% chance of him probably surviving this. This is not fair at all. If you didn't see it, he's basically stripped naked and he's full of flammable jelly, and so is the room, and he has to walk around with a candle to find the codes on the wall to try to unlock the safe that's on there in order to save himself. It is going to be very extremely because it's extremely dark and he's holding a candle that immediately will burn him. So it's like, is this fair of a trap? It's not. It's really not. So you really can't call this a fair trap. The next one is the reverse bear trap, and this is going over game over. This is one of my favorite traps. It's one of the most iconic ones. The reverse bear trap is awesome. The way it looks brutal. It looks like, oh, this shit is gonna fuck you up. So if you don't know, the reverse bear trap is a reverse bear trap, and it's stuck to, and it was stuck to Amanda's head. And what it is you have a certain timer. If the timer goes off and you don't get the key to unlock it, your jaw is fucked. It's gonna pop off on your jaw and you're cooked. The only problem I have, even though this is one of the best traps, the only problem I have with this one is that I'm pretty sure it's an innocent person dying in this one, because Amanda's supposed to find the key to unlock the reverse bear trap, but the way she has to find the key, it's implanted in some random guy on the floor's stomach. I don't know if she knows the person or not, but she just goes ham and stabs this innocent person and take out the key. So that one, I'm like, if you wanted to make it more impactful, you could have do it to like some relative that she knows to make it even worse of a task, or somebody that did her wrong, or somebody that she's did wrong. Something like that would have made it better, but that's it. It's still a great trap. Drill chair, that is going under, you call that a test. I mean, this is one of the traps where it's there and then it's gone. It's nothing really, anything to discuss. It's just there, and it's so nobody cares after that. It's doesn't matter. Same thing goes for the shotgun hallway. Another, you call this a trap. It's like, people are doing their jobs, you know what I mean? Like, all they're doing is doing their job. I think it was the police or detectives, they were just doing their job, and then he just sets off a trap and a shotgun goes off. It's like, come on, like, that's not fair of a trap. He didn't do anything wrong. So it's like, come on. Next is Zep's test, which also is, you call that a trap, because basically he's not really being the one tested if you really think about it. It's really Lawrence Gordon that's actually going through the tests, most likely. I think the only thing that Zep's doing is kind of like basically committing a crime. Has Gordon's daughter and wife hostage, right? So necessarily he's kind of going against his own. This could go against breaking the rules, but you're kind of, it's not fair. Like, he's committing a crime, and your whole thing is to erase bad people and have them think about something, you know, to paint them in a better light and become better people. You putting him in a spot where he just looks bad. So no. The death mask. This one is one of the best ones. It's fucking crazy. Just imagine this. Imagine you have this mask stuck to you, and the only way for you to survive is to take a scalpel or whatever, and take it and dig into your eye to get the key to unlock it so you don't fucking die. I think is terrifying. Like, imagine that. And to make it worse, this could go down a notch, because it's kind of fucked up. Kramer not giving him, like, what was it, like a minute to do this? It's kind of fucked up. It takes more than a minute. This guy has just woken up and now he's shook. His eye's fucked up. He has to gouge inside his eye to get a key. Do you think he's gonna have a minute? Is gonna be able to get it done in a minute? It's like, bro is going through shock. He at least get him like 5 or 10 minutes to get things started, because that's a lot of pressure. So I feel like that's kind of fucked up, but once again, it's one of the best traps, so I'll let it slide. Electric staircase. You call that a trap. It's, once again, police doing their job, and they're just getting electrocuted. They didn't do anything wrong, so it just defeats the purpose of what Kramer's ideas are. Now we go into Saw 2, the nerve gas house. The whole test itself, the whole thing, I will admit, was pretty solid. I kind of did enjoy it. However, going into it, like the certain parts in the trap, which we're about to get into, is pretty like mid as hell, or just was fucked up. But overall, the test itself, like in total, I thought was fine. So it's okay. Now, one of them, the Magnum eye hole. Once again, somebody looks into a hole and he gets shot. Is it fair? No. You call that a test? It's lame. It's super lame. The furnace, also, this one also goes under you call that a test. I mean, it is brutal. It looks bad. However, if you really sit there and think, there's so many obvious things that he could have done, or literally just tells you that he was able to survive, but him just not looking, it's just like, it was a waste. Like, you had a chance at survival, but you just clearly didn't like look at anything or just found any way to get out of this. You could have simply got out of it. So that's what makes this so lame. It's easy to fucking get rid of. Now, what's not lame is the needle pit. This one is one of my favorites as well. The needle pit is fucking, it's gnarly. Now, me personally, I don't mind needles. I'm okay when, getting blood drawn and whatever. I have no big issue with it. However, seeing Amanda in a pit full of needles and you just see her just scratching and crawling through it, and you just see them continuously just sticking her onto her, that's fucking, that looked bad to watch. It was painful to look at, I will admit. So that definitely goes at one of the best. And it's funny because Amanda's the one that set up these traps. Ain't it crazy? Like, imagine you setting up this trap and you wind up being the person stuck in it. Could never be me. Never be me. The next one is arguably one of the worst traps in all of Saw itself, the whole franchise. It is so dumb. The razor box. This is number one, as you can call. You call that a test? This shit is so stupid. The character herself, I forgot her name, but she doesn't really fucking matter. She goes into this room and you see, I think it's like a syringe that has the, I guess the antidote to save her or whatever. It's to save everybody. You had it right there and it's stuck in a box. And now there's two holes that you can like put your arms in to try to reach it. Both those arms it's like basically blades. So when you put your arm in there, you're cooked. You're going to start losing a lot of blood because you're going to get cut up. This bitch she goes in and puts her arm in there. It gets stuck. Realize she can't reach the syringe. So now you see that your arm is fucked up right now. You would think, hey, let me try to find somebody, or let me try to figure out another way to get this out because I'm stuck right now. Instead, she decides to put her other arm in. How fucking dumb is that? It's like, what are you doing? We just saw you grab your arm. You literally just saw you try to reach for it. Now your arm is fucked up. And you decide to fuck up your other arm. Come on, like, you gotta be real. That was so dumb. Next we go to Saw 3, the classroom trap. This is going under breaking the rules. Most of these in Saw 3 are going to be in breaking the rules because these are Amanda's traps, and Amanda's traps were rigged. So you basically had no chance of surviving them. So a lot of these are going to be breaking the rules. So the classroom trap, the guy is like chained up everywhere, including his mouth. And he's stuck in a room that is going to explode. Now, all he has to do is rip off all the chains and try to escape. But Amanda put it to a point where even if somehow he escaped the chains, which is kind of hard because one of them was stuck to his jaw, even if he was able to and try to get out, the door was completely shut to a point where he wasn't going to be able to open it. That's what makes it breaking the rules. He had no chance of survival. Next one is the angel trap, in which I did like it, but it also goes under breaking the rules. She had really no chance of survival. She had to the detective had like this, I guess this sort of like locked in brace on her rib cage or whatever. And if she didn't get out the key, which is stuck in a jar of acid, if she didn't get the key inside and unlock it, her ribs are just going to get exposed and just rip her to shreds. Now, in theory, if she would have quickly just got in and said fuck it and grabbed the key with acid, she may have had a chance for survival, but there was a way that Amanda was not going to let that happen. So even if she was able to unlock it, she still wasn't going to be able to. So it's kind of fucked up. The next one is the shotgun caller. The shotgun caller, again, breaking the rules. Amanda put a shotgun caller on this girl, and an innocent woman, by the way, who's having problems with her husband Jeff, which we'll see in a little bit. And they're having problems with, you know, their whole kid situation, and they were just having marriage problems. And you have this poor innocent woman trying to save Kramer. The whole point is she has a shotgun caller on her, and the only way for her to survive is if she is able to help Kramer survive, because he's obviously dying. So as long as she keeps him alive, she survives. If he dies, the shotgun's gonna go off and her head is done. She's cooked. And I feel like this is so fucked up. Once again, breaking the rules. Who does this help? You know what I mean? Other than Kramer. It's just like, it's not fair. It's not a fair trap at all. Now we're gonna get into the traps that Jeff, her husband, has to go through. And one of them is the frozen room, and that one's gonna go under solid. It's a solid trap. I mean, he wasn't able to get the girl at a time. If he wasn't able to get her from the frozen room, a whole bunch of water's going to be splattered on her and she's going to freeze to death. I thought that was a cool concept. Pig fat. This is going under kill me now. This was disgusting and I really did like it. I mean, just think about being stuck in a pool of just pig fat, and then more of it just keeps coming at you. Like, it just keeps dropping on you until you basically suffocate. That is disgusting. That's why it's going over there. That's crazy. And of course, Jeff couldn't do anything about it. The rack. This one right here. We're gonna scroll up. The rack is going as one of the best. It is brutal. Obviously, Jeff is got to try to get this guy out of here, but the guy is bolted to these. He's bolted on this thing. I can't even tell you. And everything is locked, including his head, and it keeps turning, slowly turning to the point where his body is turning the ways that it's not supposed to, including his neck. So as soon as his head keeps turning and everything keeps, it is bad. And especially that Jeff is not be able to save him. It is, it's terrible. Next is Amanda's test, and that one's going under, solid. I'll give it that. So basically, the whole thing with Amanda's test is that it's found out way after, like in a different movie with Hoffman, that he was working with Kramer, and this was supposed to be Amanda's test, the whole her setting the traps and whatever. Kramer knew that she was rigging the traps, so in order to try to test her, he had Hoffman start a trap for her, as this was a test to see if she can actually save a life. But instead, she decided to continuously kill people, including shooting the innocent girl with the shock collar on her. So Amanda's failing her test even worse, because Kramer put her in this test because she was rigging the traps, and you would think, hey, maybe I should do something about it. Instead, she doesn't, and she fails. Another person that fucking fails, and who is one of the worst characters in the Saw franchise, is Jeff. And I am putting this under, you call that a test. This is going to be number 2. It's so lame. It is just, it's not cool at all. And then Jeff he hasn't learned anything. Remember, these traps are supposed to teach you something. Throughout this whole thing, he did not learn a thing. And to make it worse, his wife dies because of it. He killed Kramer when he was told not to, I'm pretty sure. He let his emotions get to him, and he was like, fuck it. And as soon as he killed Kramer, the shotgun caller goes off. So he killed his wife. It's just not cool at all. The one where this one is gonna go under breaking the rules. So what this is I can't even pronounce that. Sorry. um, you had these chains grabbed onto one to two people, one on each end, and in order to get out of it, there's a certain way to unlock it for them to save their lives. But the thing is, one of them, their mouth is stitched shut, and then the other guy's eyes is shut. So how is this fair? How are they going to be able to fucking communicate in order to save each other's life? Therefore, it is breaking the rules. Nobody's going to be able to survive this, because how are they going to communicate with each other? And it's not fair at all. So it's no. Scalping. Oh my God. The scalping seat. This is going under. Oh, sorry. Scalping is going under Kill Me Now. This is fucking brutal. Just imagine a machine slowly just pulling your scalp back. Oh, oh man. It is, oh, that is terrible. That is fucking, oh man, that's bad. You know what else goes under Kill Me Now? The bedroom trap. The reasoning that I like this one is because I like movies where people who definitely deserve to like die in these movies, when they get what they're, when they get what's coming for them, it's always satisfying. And to see, I'm not going to say what that person did, because I don't want to get demonetized. The person who got this trap, I'm glad it happened to that person and that he wasn't able to be saved, because what he did was disgusting. The next one is the spike trap. We're going to go, oh yeah, put that over there. You call that a test, nobody cares. It's something that you really, I don't even need to explain. It's not that, it doesn't matter. The explosive puppet, also going under, you call that a test, because it didn't even kill the detective. Basically, Billy the puppet just explodes into the detective's face, and she gets a whole bunch of freaking shards of Billy just on her face, and it doesn't even kill her. So necessarily, it wasn't even really a trap. The knife chair. This goes under solid, I guess. You can put it under solid. The thing about it is, this is one of, I think this is the first one that Kramer actually makes, because it gives you the backstory of how him and his wife was about to have a baby, and that guy is the reason why she had a miscarriage, because he ran in, he was like slammed through a door, and she was like behind the door, and it just hit her in the stomach, and that's what caused it. So that's how Kramer started his whole thing. He wanted to put somebody through a test, a person that felt like didn't deserve to live, and have him go through a test to see if he was willing to survive. And this one, you know what? Putting under, you call that a test. It's not that good. For this being his first one, it's not that good of a one. I don't think it was good. I mean, it was so lazy put together. Even I think the chair even just breaks apart too. So it's like, it was such a rookie mistake. But for a guy who's an engineer, you would think he would have a better, I don't know, a better trap. But so no. Spine cutters. Spine cutter one I'll put under. You put it under solid. Nothing needs to be said. It's a spine cutter. You know what that is. The ice block trap. Now, this is one of my favorites. I like the way the ending of it, when the ice begins to melt, and then when somebody opens the door, the big ice block come down and just slams him in the face and bash his head in. I think that looked cool. But the trap overall, I mean, I guess it had the lesson of, hey, you're reacting too fast, because that was the big point Hoffman was trying to make, is that he just is so fast to react. I guess I'll put it under solid. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. The pendulum trap. This is breaking the rules, because in this one, Hoffman was getting revenge on a guy who offed his sister. So he kind of rigged this trap because it was not, even if he was able to escape it, he wasn't going to be able to. So basically, the guy had to do was put his hands wide, and it was supposed to be bashing. He was supposed to his arms were supposed to be absolutely crushed. He's basically that's what it is. But as he's doing that, the pendulum keeps swinging and gets closer and closer to his to the middle of his body. And even if he was able to complete the task, the pendulum was still going to slice him because this was meant to be a deadly trap. He wasn't going to survive at all. Therefore, it goes under breaking the rules because there was no survival. Water cube, the water cube trap. This is one of my favorites. However, this is also breaking the rules because he wasn't supposed to survive that. There was no way of him surviving. The only thing is I liked about it was that Strom was able to react fast enough. I didn't even know this was a thing until I watched this movie. So basically, the cube was filling up with water, obviously, and he was meant to drown. But he was able to grab a pen from his pocket and puncture his lungs, and that was able to keep him alive and from drowning until somebody was able to come and save him. I didn't even know that was a thing, so that was pretty smart. But overall, if he didn't think about that, normal person wouldn't have thought about it, and there was no way of him surviving it. Therefore, it's breaking the rules. The shotgun chair, that is going under you call that a test, because necessarily it really wasn't a test, to be honest. This was basically Kramer's way of telling Hoffman, like, hey, either I kill you or you become one of my apprentices. Pretty much it. Nothing else. The neck trap. Okay, so what happens with the neck trap, this is going under solid. I mean, it's a okay trap. Everybody's just, chained together, and if they don't cooperate, each one of them are going to get their head decapitated. And there's a certain key that if they reach for it, they can unlock it. But instead of working as a team, they just continuously keep running and trying to get it first, and it just makes the trap even worse. And instead of being like, hey, I get the key, take it out, next person gets it, take it out, they keep rushing, and that's what makes this like a solid trap. It's like, if you work together, then it's whatever. The same goes for the ceiling jars trap. Once again, if they all cooperated, they would have got out of there. But that one's going under you call it a test because I didn't really like it. Same goes for the electric bathroom. If they all worked together and they survived, they would have been able to survive this one, because the electric bathtub, all they had to do if they were all together, get shocked a little bit and they're good. But instead, they continuously weren't working together as a team, so people kept dying and dying to the point where it's like, all right, shit, what are we gonna do now? And then somebody has to be sacrificed. I think it's Megan Good's character, and she gets thrown into the tub, and yeah. Same goes for the 10 pints of blood. I mean, come on. Like, if they worked as a team, each had to do 2 pints of blood if they all worked as a team. But since there's only 2 of them now, it's like 5 pints of glove, 10 pints of glove, 10 pints of blood, and so now each of them, it's 5. So you just see it's pretty gnarly. You know what? I'll put it under solid. It's pretty gnarly to see him trying to get all this blood. That's pretty gnarly to see. That was kind of thing. So that one goes after Forever Scared. I'll give him that one. The glass coffin. This is one of my favorites as well. But however, this goes under you call that a test, because necessarily, if you're thinking about it, the trap itself is okay, but it's really only used for a plot, and it only works for a plot. Like, this just being a test itself wouldn't really be a test, really. This was just a coincidental thing, so it's not really truly a test. And it's just for the plot of the movie. So that one is really under that one for that reason. But it is one of my favorites, though. I really like that twist. Pound of flesh. One of the best ones. This one was nasty to watch. You have two people, and whoever takes out the amount of flesh, whoever puts out more flesh will be the one surviving. But the thing is, both of them have these headpieces on with screws on their temples, and the longer they take, the screws get deeper and deeper, and whoever puts out the more flesh survives, and the other one gets cooked. And seeing this big chubby guy just rip something, just cutting off his flesh and trying to put it on, since he has more weight than the other girl, and then the black girl just says fuck it and just absolutely whacks off her arm and tosses it in there, and she wins. That is fucking gangster. Imagine that. You have the balls to do some shit like that. You like, respect. She whacked off her arm like it was just nothing. Like she was just like fucking, and it's insane. The oxygen one, that one is going under. You call that a test? I mean, it's no. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you call that a test, because necessarily there's an innocent person involved in this, and it's like, I don't really like the tests that have innocent people who did nothing wrong in them, and them dying because of somebody else's shit. It's kind of fucked up, so I don't really like that. The gallows, same thing. No, enough said. You could just look that up yourself. It's a waste of time. The steam maze, even I'll put that as solid. Just seeing all that go down, yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, the communication barrier wasn't good. Like, there was a way she could have survived. I mean, if she was able to tell him that, hey, that little wound on you was going to be able to keep me surviving and we could get out of here, then they would have been okay. But she wasn't able to get that communication. And then the next one was the shotgun carousel. Even though I really did enjoy this one as well, this one goes under, you call it a test as well, because once again, innocent people are involved in this because of one person's bullshit, and it's not fair. Like, this person has to choose who survives, and it's not fair to any of those people there, because, like, what the fuck did they do? You know what I mean? So I didn't really like that either. Even though the concept is cool, don't like the fact that innocent people were involved. It's, you know what? No, I'll leave it there. I was going to put it under breaking the rules, but I'll keep it under the freaking thing. Acid, the acid one, the acid room. Also, I'll put that under, I guess I'll put that under breaking the rules. No, I'll put it under you call that a test. I mean, it's really not fair, to be honest with you. For him to have for the situation to be somebody else's hands, like the person going through the test, it's not in your hands anymore. It's under the hands of somebody that they felt you did dirty. It's kind of fucked up. It's like, shit, you did all this just for the final trap to be in somebody else's hands. I don't know. He deserved it, but no. The bear trap 2.0. This one, oof, I like this one as well. I'm gonna put that under killing. I thought this was pretty awesome. Listen, a lot of people don't like Hoffman as the character. He's one of my favorites. I mean, if you want me to do a character ranking, I'll do that. Hoffman, hot take, is one of my favorites. Seeing the bear trap again, and this time thinking it was actually gonna go off, and it did, but he was able to survive because him bashing his face through like glass. It's like how can I explain this? He bashed into a glass, which are able to stop the bear trap from fully going off. It kind of stopped itself. Him just yanking, you just see the freaking skin just come off. You see him yanking to get his jaw out. It's nasty to see, but the way he was able to escape it, seeing that there was a way to get out of this without a key, I thought was pretty awesome to see. Public execution. This is one of my favorites. So in this one, Literally, it's two guys, and in the middle is a girl hanging, in which we find out that it's their girlfriend. They didn't know that she was cheating on them. So it's up to them with a big saw in the middle. It's up to who they want to kill. Are they going to try to kill each other, or are they going to kill the girl? Personally, as a guy that's been cheated on, I really did enjoy this because she got what she deserved. I mean, if you look through the scene, the way she's like trying to egg them on, like one of them was winning and she started saying, "I love you, make sure you win." And then as soon as the person started losing, she went to the next person that was winning. It was like, "I love you too. I love you more," and this and that. And then that's when it was like, wait a minute. She just said she loved both of us. And that's when they were like, "All right, you know what? Fuck that bitch. We're breaking up with you." And then they put it in the middle and she just gets sliced down. It's oof. Nice. I enjoyed it because yeah. The pain trail, solid. The horsepower trap, that's also that's we don't even really need to discuss the horsepower trap, and it's honestly, you call that a trap, honestly. The lawnmower trap, here's the thing about this one. Real like if we really think about it, it's so weird. You have like, and it's barely even in there. We just see it real quick. It has nothing to do with any other characters. You just see a guy and his wife, I'm guessing, and they're hanging on by these their poles, and they're holding on for dear life. As you just see on the ground, you just see a whole bunch of lawnmowers upside down, so once they fall, Blaze are gonna cook them. But we don't see how they even get to that point, because there's no way they woke up holding onto the bars. Like, there's no way you're sleeping and somehow you didn't drop. So that's the logistics coming into it. So overall, I didn't really like it. Also, you call that a trap? It's not. The suspended cage, that's another one that I truly just like, no. I mean, it's not a cool trap at all. It's also pretty lame. It's nothing cool about it, honestly. The silent circle, however, this one, the silent circle, badass. It was brutal. What he had to do is, this poor girl, I think it was one of his publishers, I believe, because if you didn't know, in this movie, I forgot the guy's name, but he's an author, and in his book, he claimed that he was a part of Jigsaw's traps. He survived it, and he discussed how it happened and what he had to do, and he made it seem like he was actually a part of the trap. So they were like, "Oh, word." Jigsaw was like, "Oh, okay. You wanna say that you did survive one of the traps, huh? Okay, I'm gonna put you in it." So that's what's going on. And I guess his publisher, I think she was stuck into a chair in which there were metal rods pointing at her from different directions. And every time she screamed, the rods would get closer and closer to her. And this is fucking nasty to see. And the only way for her to survive is that there's a key stuck in her throat, hanging on with a fish hook. And all he had to do was pull it out and she would survive. But the thing is, it's so deep down that it's cutting her. So once he keeps pulling and pulling, she starts to scream, and he has to keep telling her to be quiet because it's going to kill her. It's nasty to see. I think it's awesome. It's one of the best. The implement wheel, it's solid. It's more funny than anything, because it's so easy to do. I mean, I'm saying that from a third person's perspective, but all he had to do is to save this woman from getting freaking rods to the eyes and stuff, and her just getting impaled by it. All he had to do was hold on to the thing and lift it long enough for her to get out. But the thing about it, as he's lifting it, there is something there's something jabbing him. I think it was like two things on each side that was impaling him as he kept going higher and higher. But there was a certain point where if he reached at some point, it wouldn't have done that much damage to him, and she could have been out and he could have left, but he wasn't good enough to do it. All right, the hangman's one. Now this one, This one goes under you call that a trap because of, once again, an innocent person being involved in this. In the book that he wrote, he claimed that he stuck in a trap, and what happened was he had to lift his self up with his chest, with his basically his nipples, basically, and he had to lift up and stuff. So now Jigsaw's like, I bet, and he made him actually have to do that, and in order to save his wife, and his wife was stuck on a this platform, in which if he wasn't able to lift himself up fully and save her, she would have got locked in and got absolutely cooked and like burnt to death. And I didn't like that because it's like, this poor woman, she did nothing wrong. It's all her husband's fault. And for you to do that, it's like, come on, like, that's pretty fucked up. I don't know. I don't like that. The next one is the wisdom teeth. You call that a trap? I mean, it's like, bro, you have to pull, gosh, the fact that there's like I think there's like the codes implanted in him to go to the next one, to escape this trap. He had to pull out one of his wisdom teeth, and realistically, the tool that he used to pull it, it's not as easy to pull out a wisdom tooth. There's no way, realistically, no way. So absolutely not. Next one is the brazen bulls one. I have to correct myself. I misread the thing because I did not make this list, so I was just reading it off it. I got the ones messed up. The hangman's one is the one where he had to guide the guy who's blind, guide him through a certain way to help him successfully complete the trap, and he wasn't able to. So that also still goes under you can't. It's still not a good trap. But the brazen bull one was the one I just talked about, of him having to hold his self up with the pecs to save his wife. So that one also goes under the thing. So yeah, I fixed that. My bad. So for the people that's going to stop at the point where I mentioned this beforehand and be like, oh, you got it wrong, this is actually that one. And I'm like, all right, well, if you watch the full video, you see that I fixed myself. I fucked up and I changed it. My bad. I fucked up. My fault. There's fucking 78 traps, all right? Let me be. Let me fuck up a little bit. Jeez. Also, after finished editing this, I didn't realize that Chester's trap was not an R.I.P. Chester, Linkin Park legend, but the trap was him and his racist friends. All he had to do to save everybody, he had to unglue himself from the chair, and it was going to be hard, obviously, because he stuck to it. He had to pull the lever, and it saved everybody. Honestly, the trap was solid. I really couldn't care for it as much, but it was a solid trap. So that's where that lands. So if you were wondering, that's what happened with that one. So my bad once again, because I did not realize that this was not on there. Next one, the sentry gun trap. No need for it. Once again, people who were just doing their job gets killed for no reason. Same thing goes for the next one. Once again, Hoffman not being fair, people just doing their jobs and they get blown up for it. No. The Bear Trap 3.0. Unfortunately, it goes under here. Now, I was waiting for us to finally see somebody actually die from the bear trap, because at some point, if we're doing it 3 times, at some point we were going to get it happening. We were going to finally see it. But the fact that they chose Kramer's ex-wife Jill for this, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like that was pretty fucked up, if you ask me. That didn't sit right with me. As like, shit. It was cool to see, but for it to be her, I don't like that. The next one is the bucket room. This one, you could put that under it being solid. It's also a pretty easy one. All they had to do was just draw a little bit of blood and they escaped from the buckets. This could go under you can call that a test, and you call that a test, because it's pretty easy. But I'll put it under there because it's okay. It's not that bad. hangers. Now this one pisses me off a lot. This one goes under, you call that a test as well. Basically, this test was for the girl who stole from this old lady who had asthma and died because of this. She robbed this old lady, and all she had to do was, in order to redeem herself, there was 3 syringes. One of them had the cure, and then one of them also had acid, and the other one as well had something else. All she had to do was not pick the acid one to inject herself with, and it would be okay. But instead of her just finally just figuring everything out and actually like going through with it, they wind up just sticking all of them inside her, and she died. When she simply realized as well, one of them had the numbers that said like 3. So it showed the amount that she stole from the woman. So obviously that one was the correct one, but instead she just was shocked and didn't know what to do. She was scared, and it's just like, dude. And if you were to ask me, here's a hack. I mean, all you had to do, realistically, right? Take all 3 of them and just squeeze a little bit on like your finger or something. And if you felt something burning, then you know that's the wrong one. And then you could have threw that to the side and inject yourself with the right one. It's pretty easy to escape, but no. So leg wires also, you call that a test? Pretty lame. I mean, when his leg gets absolutely cut off, I mean, that's cool, but the whole thing itself is pretty lame. The grain silo trap. This is when they were stuck into the sand. I like this one. I did. It's pretty solid. The sand just keeps piling out, but then like even like actual weapons start falling onto them that can kill them. I like that whole thing. It was cool. The cycle trap, that one goes on. You call that a trap? No, actually, you call that a trap as well. This one seemed pretty easy to get out of, if you ask me. The way it was filmed, it like all he had to do was just like stand in one spot and he would have been okay. But there's even a point where the girl helps him and uses the stops the whole thing from going. She puts a thing to stop the blades from keep going, and instead of him trying to get out of it now, as you know, it was stopped, instead he's like, oh, thank goodness you stopped it. Oh jeez. Like, bro, you're still stuck in this. How about you get the fuck out? Instead, it continued and he died. Therefore, no. The shotgun key one. I like this one. I thought it was pretty solid. I like the way the ending was. You had the final 2, both 2 shitty people. You got one asshole, and then you got one woman who thank God she got what she deserved. So the final 2, the woman, it was told earlier in the movie that she said that her husband, while they were sleeping, accidentally rolled over to their kid and their little baby and suffocated the baby. And so the dad went to jail for it, and he couldn't believe what he did, and he felt so guilty about what he did that he took his own life. And so now we went the whole movie thinking that happened, but it turns out that it was actually her that decided to suffocate the baby on purpose because the baby was making too much noise and stuff. She did it and planted the baby under the dad to make it seem like it was him. That was fucking fucked up. So I'm glad she died in this moment. She grabbed we see John Kramer. One of the times we only see him in this movie. He has a shotgun in the middle. He has a bullet, and he's like, this is the key to your freedom. And he just injects that one bullet into the shotgun, and they had to figure out what to do with it. Immediately, she grabs the shotgun, thinking all she has to do is kill the other guy, the douchebag, and she wins. But when he said this is the key to your freedom, he also said you guys are playing the game in reverse, and nobody really understood what that meant. But what that meant was once she shot the bullet, it actually went back and fired back at her because they were doing it backwards, and it shot her and she died. But like he said, the key to their freedom was there because it was inside the bullet, and now he was stuck and he just died because there was nobody to save him because he couldn't take out the key. So I thought that was a pretty cool one. Next is the laser collar. Laser collar, as much as I like the ending of the way it was, you know what? This was pretty solid. I'll say this. I mean, the CGI was pretty stupid and off, but honestly, it was pretty cool looking. I mean, the crooked cop got what he deserved. He was lying, and he finally spoke the truth before the lasers hit him. But it turns out it's revealed that Logan was actually working with Jigsaw. He just wanted to, working with Kramer, and he just wanted to hear the truth from the crooked cop. And it turns out the crooked cop, winds up dying. The lasers do get through him, and the way his head just splits into like 8 pieces, and it looks like it was like, I don't know, it didn't really look like an actual human's brain, and like humans, the way a human skull would kind of burst and like slice together. It looked kind of odd and weird, but I mean, it was still cool. Next is the subway trap. This one is one of the best ones, honestly. This goes under the kill me now, because just imagine you knowing a train is coming towards you, and the only way to get out of this is by freaking cutting off your tongue, but you got to let the freaking blades cut your tongue off. That is insane. That is a wild trap. That is scary, because you don't know how fast this train is coming. And you got to make sure your tongue is, that is not cool. What else is not cool is the finger trap one, which I think is solid. The finger trap, it was kind of nasty to see fingers just getting pulled out, but it seemed like a simple trap, even though it's pulling out like away from his fingers. He could have survived that, so overall it's okay. The wax trap, now this one, I will consider this one breaking the rules, because the whole point of this trap was the officer, what she had to do was, there was what can I say, it was a blade, there you go, it was like a sharp blade, and what she had to do was sever her spine. If she did not, then a hot wax was gonna pour on her face. And the reason I say this is breaking the rules is because that blade was so tiny, and the way to really think about this is, even if she was to sever her spine, right, she's paralyzed. So trusting that even if she did do it, that wax would not hit her, it's a very small percentage. Like, it could still hit her, and now she can actually get out of it, but it turns out she can't because she's paralyzed. So either way, she's fucked. So I feel like it's fucked up. The glass grinder, I think this was solid too. The way the glass was just kidding, it was bad. You just see the shards of glass just impaling him from the back of his back. Oh man, it was the crooked cop again, and it's just like, oof, it was brutal to see, but overall it's solid. Next is the Marcus Banks test, which basically, this one goes under, you call that a test, because, no, you know what, that one goes over breaking the rules, because realistically it's like, what's it called, Chris Rock's character had one or two things to do. Either he shot his partner, who reveals that he is the Jigsaw killer in this movie Spiral. Either shoot him or shoot the target, and the target would take his dad off the trap that he was stuck in. But either way, he wasn't going to survive, because as soon as the trap ended, it turns out he went right back up and held up a gun to make it seem like he was about to shoot the people that was coming in, and then the people just absolutely sprayed him like the 4th of July and just freaking cooked him. It was pretty much breaking the rules. There was no way he was going to get out of that. Now we reach sawx. We are almost done. I've been recording for like, let me see, uh, almost an hour and 20 minutes. Obviously, it's going to be shortened down because I got to do certain things, but Jesus Christ. We're finally here. And the first one is the eye vacuum. Now, even though it is I guess you can consider it a dream sequence, I guess you can call it, or you can call it a vision, a premonition. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But this was an idea in Kramer's head of the eye vacuum thing. This one's going as one of my favorites, even though it's pretty simple to get out of. Basically, all he had to do all he had to do, if this was a real trap, he had to pull a knob, like a twist a knob, and break every single one of his fingers. If he did not by a certain time, he had these tubes stuck to his eyes, and it would have sucked out his eyes, and it would have looked bad. So it did look pretty bad. I did enjoy the way it was, even though this wasn't a real situation that happened. It still looked brutal, but it's very easy to do it. Like, it's very easy to get out of, if you ask me. If I was in that predicament, knowing that my eyes are about to get sucked out by these tubes, I would have pulled that knob all the way and just snapped out all of my fingers at one shot. I know it sounds, it sounds easier when you say it like that. You've never been in that predicament, but like, if you think about it, he was pulling it one by one. Immediately, just all five, just quickly, real quick, just to end it, because then you go back to the hospital and you'll be good. You'll get your hand fixed. You'll be all right. The next one is the pipe bomb trap, and in this one, the taxi driver was stuck, and he had like certain bombs stuck to him, and what he had to do was he had to use these little scalpers to cut off his pieces of his arm of the bomb, to try to cut that out, to take it out before it even explodes. And you just see him just going at it, and it's just like, oof. You could tell he was determined to get out of that shit. And him just scalping it was just like, oof. But that one goes under one of the best. I did enjoy that one a lot. The wire saw trap. Oh my God. Before I even discuss this is going after game over. Dude, the way this trap is set up, it is fucked up. Basically, what she has to do is she's stuck, and now there's a wire that's right next to her face, and it's gonna get closer and closer and decapitate her if she cannot saw off fully her leg, take a tube on her leg, and all the blood is supposed to go inside the tube and go into this little jar, and if it filled up right away, it would stop everything. Like, she would be done. She cleared the test. And the bone marrow. So it looked nasty. The way she was going at it, she was just like sawing it off. She was like, fuck it. Oof. But she took too long. But when she started going at it, it was, oof. You just see her just going at it, just sawing. Ugh. But she didn't. It took her too long that with the bone marrow, it didn't fill up the jar enough, and yeah, she died. But I will say that shit was fucking fire. That's one of my favorite traps. That, oof. The next one, the brain surgery. Oh man, another one. That one goes under kill me now. Oh man. But it is kind of fucked up. So what he has to do is he has to cut out a piece of his scalp and cut out pieces of his brain and put it in this jar, and it has to fill up to a point where it'd be good enough for the trap to be over. If he doesn't do it at a certain amount of time, this mass will close up on him and he's cooked. The reason it's not on game over is because it is a little bit fucked up. Like, he is, obviously these people aren't real surgeons, so he doesn't know what piece of his brain he's cutting out. It could be a pretty big part of his brain where he could just be fucked. So you don't really know. He doesn't really know like how much he's gonna need to cut out, and then even when he cuts out, is he gonna be able to be even like reacting to anything, because he doesn't know what part of the brain he's cutting out. So Next one, the radiation trap. This one I just felt bad for the poor girl. This one's gonna go under this one's solid. I'll put that one, actually I think this is pretty high up. I really like this trap, even though it's off. So basically the girl has one arm chained up, and then one of her legs chained up, and now she's stuck in a position where this radiation is at her and it's just burning her skin, and she has to find a way to escape. And the way she escapes is by breaking off her hand or leg to drop her from the radiation, and then she's done. Personally, I think she went and was going after her leg, I think, when in reality she should have went after her arm. She should have tried to break her arm, because that would have just had her land. Because I don't know, but she immediately should have started with her arm, and then she would have fell. But that radiation, just seeing it burn her skin, it's nasty. Next is the blood boarding. So this one goes under this one because I really did like this one. Just seeing like Kramer actually being a part of one of his own traps. We never seen that in all 10 fucking movies. We never seen something like that. But just seeing the whole situation, and with the story going on with this poor little kid that he helped out earlier, they're both stuck in this trap. And what it is it's kind of like a scale kind of thing. And as somebody, once the scale is like one side, that person is getting drenched in blood and basically going to suffocate because of all the blood that's getting put onto their face. But in this one, you just see the kid even trying to help Kramer by having him put blood on himself, and they keep going back and forth trying to save each other. And I think it's just an awesome scene in general. And I think that was pretty cool. The gas chamber. This goes on to the main bitch that we all hate. And I think it's pretty lame if you ask me. But I'll put it under, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I generally just I don't like that one. The gas chamber, I don't really like it. It's pretty lame if you think about it. You know, her and her lover, one of them can only survive. There's gas going in, and only one of them can survive. There's only one hole, and she finds her way in it, and she's actually able to survive, which I don't fucking like. But I think the gas chamber itself is just, it's not a good one. I don't think it's one of the best ones. I think it's one of the weakest in the franchise, if you ask me. And the final trap, mint trap, Jesus Christ. This one is going under, unfortunately, you call that a test, because we don't really see anything happen. It cuts to black after we see it actually go through, but we don't see anything actually happen or how he's supposed to get out of it or anything like that. So that's why that one is going there. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 78 trap list. I can't believe we just went through all of those. And I know I didn't fully explain a lot of them, but it's really not necessary because throughout the plot, doesn't really fucking matter. The only ones that really matter are the ones that I spoke about. And so yeah, it's crazy that we deadass just went here and ranked traps, deadly traps. Look how horrible of human beings we are. I'm over here ranking deadly traps, and you over here watching me rank deadly traps, and you guys voted for this. So we're all horrible human beings for this shit. But yeah, this is insane. It's crazy how a lot of these are under the you call that a test. I didn't expect it to be that many, but I don't know, it just wasn't that good. But overall, what is your ranking? Let me know in the comment section below of all 78 traps. And make sure you also like. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I'll be back with another video soon, and we'll go on from there. Once again, this has been the Slasher Bachelor, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.